Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We're going to go ahead and start the program. So it has nearly been 1 year that I have humbly served as your president and CEO, and we made it through 1 full year of all of our annual events, and I've loved every single minute of it. I have to say, though, of them all, I think this might be my favorite event that we put together. So they don't let me use as many gemstones at New Networking. Maybe that's why. No, I'm kidding. Most of the events and activities that we do are externally focused. We think about, how we can positively impact the community. We think about how we can cultivate growth and serve others, and that's exactly what we are here for. But I think sometimes it's also important to take pause and focus internally to appreciate the success and achievements that have been gained as a result of all of these efforts. And I think that's exactly what this evening is all about. So tonight is about highlighting and celebrating the phenomenal businesses and individuals that make our chamber and our community a vibrant and thriving place to be. Now, the Chamber of Commerce is not an individually run organization. It would be impossible to do what we do without a team of support. So I would like to take this opportunity to introduce you to some of that support and invite up our incumbent board of directors. Incumbent just means the person that's currently holding the office. I learned that this year. So we'll start with Joe Aldridge with Warner Construction. If you'll come and join me on stage. Thank you, Joe. Rich Cope, Keller Williams Real Estate. Tanya Giesbers, Compassion Mobility. Jared Hales, Zions Bank. Shelley Jameson, S. Jameson Homes. Lillian Cup, Tabitha's Way. Mark Middlebrook, our MTech man. Isaiah Price, Sofo Survival. Brad Tanner, Triple T Plumbing, Heating, and Air. And Lance Wilson, State Farm. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much, everyone. And it's my privilege to announce the Executive Board of Directors for 2023. For Vice Chair, we have Mike Rasmussen with Rasmussen Jewelers. And Board Chairman for 2023, we have Candace Young with Hedro.
Thanks, Kathleen. Mike Rasmussen with Rasmussen Jewelers. My wife, Stephanie, and I have raised our family in Salem for the last 18 years. We have 7 kids, 8 grandkids, 2 on the way. I'm lucky enough to have 2 of my children run the business with us. We have the one Rasmussen Jewelers in Spanish Fork. We have 2 more locations in Wyoming, and we're rapidly expanding, hoping to open 2 more this year in Utah County area. So the jewelry business has been in our family for 135 years. My son Talon that runs the store with me and my daughter Keely, they're 6th generation in our family in the jewelry business. And we are the only 6th generation jewelry company in the states of Wyoming and Utah. So a little bit about us. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm Candace Young. I am the HR manager at Hedro. Some of you probably know it as Alcoa, as Sapa, as Cresona. There's been a number of different names, but the current name is Hedro, and even though it's spelled Hydro, the Europeans pronounce it Hedro. So that's how we pronounce it. We're over by the highway, over by where the new Hampton Inn is, so that's where we're at. We have about 260 employees. I'm here with my daughter and my son and daughter-in-law. They're here with me tonight. So I'm here to serve the community this year. So that's all of us are here to serve you. So whatever you need to let us know so that we can assist you. Thank you.
And I'm going to bestow upon Miss Candace her official gavel to govern us in 2023. There you are.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
Now we're excited to be welcoming some new board members to continue preserving the traditions of our culture and pioneering us into the future. Those new board members are Dan Manier with DK Digital. See, I know he's here, yeah, okay. Will you come up stage with us, please? Megan Johnson, Intermountain Healthcare. And Austin Horsley with Surf Pro. If I could have the new ones kind of come here in the front because we'll swear in, okay? So you come here and then Mike will swear, and then you will swear, and you will swear. Not swear. Alrighty. Okay. So your business experience, your zeal, and loyalty to the Chamber constitute you an admirable executive board of directors. It will be your solemn duty to work with the president, other elected officers, and the membership to advance the Chamber and to faithfully perform the duties of your office as prescribed in your bylaws. Are you prepared to take the oath of office as directors?
Yes.
Yes, very good. All right, please raise your right hand and repeat after me the oath of office. In the presence of honored guests and members here assembled. Is that too much? Okay. In the presence of honored guests.
In the presence of honored guests.
And members here assembled.
And members here assembled.
And then you'll state your names. Yes. Do solemnly promise and pledge.
Do solemnly promise and pledge.
That I will discharge the duties of my office.
That I will discharge the duties of my office.
To the best of my knowledge and ability.
To the best of my knowledge and ability.
I congratulate you upon your election. Thank you. Thanks, guys. You are dismissed. Thank you. All right. Now, our board is a 2-year commitment, so we did graduate a couple members at the end of 2022 that we need to pay homage to. The first one is Jesse Carden, who just got off a plane to be here tonight. There you are, Jesse. Yes, there is not enough time or words to express my gratitude for having Jesse's mentorship this past year. He dedicated way above and beyond the call of duty for what he volunteered for, but he consistently showed up to make sure we had all that we needed. So I'm forever grateful to him. The next graduate we have is Dr. Brent Wall. You're so welcome. Now, we are grateful to have had Brent's personal and professional presence on the board for the past several years. He helped tremendously to engage a partnership with the local Rotary Club. He's been active to support our Easter extravaganza, and he kept us engaged at 7 a.m. board meetings with his bright fluorescent shoes. So, thank you, Brent. All right. So, our board of directors is exponential to ensuring our events are executed with precision, our business practices are continuously exceeding in standard, and we successfully maintain an influential leadership presence in our business community. One of the favorite endeavors our board works tirelessly to support is our Business of the Month program. The Business of the Month award recognizes businesses that are not just operating with exception in business, but that go above and beyond to use their strengths to enhance the community. We have a little presentation prepared to help celebrate again the 12 businesses that won Business of the Month in 2022, so hopefully it works. Yay. In January, we have the Dugout. February was Clegg Auto. Esplin Eye Center for March. Compassion Mobility in 2022, or April 2022. Booth Music in May. Total Business Solutions in June. Cowboy Donut / Donut Run for July. Lions Pride Insurance in August. Tabitha's Way in September. The Hampton Inn in October. And Mathnasium in November. Advanced Spinal Care Center took December Business of the Month. And then it cuts off, sorry. So Business of the Month Award is a required qualifier to be eligible for our Business of the Year Award. Each of our member holders cast a vote for one of the 12-month award winners, and majority vote decides who will be honored with our Business of the Year. There were a lot of amazing businesses running this year, but only one can win. So it is my sincerest pleasure to award 2022 Business of the Year to Compassion Mobility. Compassion Mobility is constantly thinking outside the box to enhance the lives of the disabled community. This year, they conceptualized and sponsored our first ever special needs field at our annual Easter egg hunt. They organized an All Abilities Halloween ATV parade and volunteered their time and equipment to mobilize life experiences that would otherwise not have been possible. Some of the things that they made handicapped accessible this year included ice fishing, hiking, dancing, camping, and so much more. So thank you for all that you do. I'm going to leave this to you.
We want to thank everybody. We want to thank Spanish Fork for just kind of helping us with growing our business. We try to do as much business in town as we can, and so we found a lot of other business leaders in town that have really helped us accelerate our business really quick, and it's been an awesome opportunity. So we also, like Rasmussen, are looking to expand it sometime, so it'll be exciting. So thank you, and
Thank you.
Yep, that's all time next year.
Wonderful. Now, the next award we have is our Chamber Community Action Award. This award honors the partnerships and organizations that leverage their resources, expertise, and talent to make positive impact in the community. We are excited to present the 2022 Community Action Award to Intermountain Healthcare. Intermountain Healthcare has been an avid health and safety enthusiast in our community, offering a variety of free training and education classes to the public. IHC sponsored the Chamber Easter egg hunt to help enhance the community engagement, but they also used that opportunity to donate helmets and teach helmet safety to the kids receiving bikes. The hospital dedicated a lot of time and energy to host multiple community events on their campus, including an enormous women's wellness event and their first year of service celebration. So thank you, Intermountain Healthcare. This is Frances Gibson receiving the award.
So I'm supposed to act like the Oscars. I see the light flashing, but this is my moment. I've been waiting. In all reality, welcome. We are so glad to be in the community. We felt welcome the whole time. Intermountain has a name of providing great health care. And our community is growing. It's really big. And so I have just a few fun facts of things that happened during our first full year. We saw just over 18,000 patients in our emergency room. We built an emergency room that we thought would see about 14,000 the first year. We saw just under 19,000. So it's quite a big. Imaging, we saw 30,000 different patients that came through to have an x-ray, an MRI, a CAT scan, or so on and so forth. Interpretation encounters, and so we provide interpretation services. 2,700 folks needed just interpretation. Little fun facts, we went through 120,000 trash bags. 2,300 people in the community volunteered in some capacity. We have a volunteer service, and so 2,300 different folks showed up and did different things over the time. And you know those little masks that we have to wear? Each mask has 50 masks in them, and we went through just under 2,100 boxes, times 50 of those little masks. And so lots of things to going on. I hope none of you ever have to come. I hope if you're a female, you'll come and have your mammogram. I hope everyone will have a colonoscopy. Those are the reasons we want to see you for preventative things. But I hope none of you have to use our emergency room. I hope none of you have to have surgery. I hope you all live healthy lives. But if you do, it's our job to make sure we can help you live the healthiest life possible. So thank you very much.
All right. So our next award is our Chamber Excellence Award. It's reserved for a person or organization that not only embodies what it means to be a chamber member, but who stands out as having made a significant contribution to the cause of economic progress and vitality in our community. It is an honor to impart this award on none other than our very own SFCN 17. Receiving this award is Pete Hansen. Pete, Travis, and their team has been one of the greatest partners and assets to our Chamber of Commerce. They dedicate their time and talent to support and record nearly every single event the Chamber does, come rain, shine, or ribbon cuttings on holiday mornings. Our rapid growth in 2022 resulted in more events and ribbon cuttings than ever, but they consistently supported and produced amazing quality video content for our business community.
Thank you. Francis, thank you for not taking my line. I'd like to thank the Academy for this award. When you start talking about movies, I thought, okay, there goes my joke. But
My wife's name out.
of course. Oh gosh, too many jokes there. Anyway, we are happy to be part of the Chamber. We are very happy to be part of this community. We are the community. We're your faces, we're your voices. We are here to help tell your stories. And so that's what we love. I have a personal passion for local business or for business in general. And so I really enjoy working with the Chamber of Commerce to help promote their goals and missions. And we can only thank you so much for this recognition. Thank you very much.
All right, I give out a few awards. So, the Emerging Business of the Year Award is given to a business that has contributed to the economic vitality of the community and demonstrates an unusual faith in the future of the business climate in the Spanish Fork and Salem area. They also have to be in business less than 5 years, so it's a select group of people. And this year's award goes to Sophos Survival. This may be the only time I haven't seen Isaiah smiling, so Isaiah is one of the most positive people that I've met in the community. Their business on Main Street is thriving. It's all survival, all fun things. So if you haven't been there, go check it out. And we are grateful to have Sophos a part of our team. So thanks, Isaiah.
Thank you, Jesse. Yeah, so my name is Isaiah. A little bit about Sophos. The word Sophos actually means wisdom. It's a Greek word, and I chose that because what we do is we try to help people be prepared for emergency scenarios, and I call them life's adventures. I'm a big outdoors person. I grew up in the valley here, Springville, Spanish Fork, Mapleton, and the mountains are my playground. And so naturally I love outdoor gear and all that stuff, but I've always loved emergency preparedness too. And so back in 2015, I formed this business and did it kind of as a side gig for a while. And then 2020, we dove in right as COVID was like ramping up and everyone's businesses were closing doors or shutting down or having to, people having to work from home, decided to open up a business and see how it went. So we're right on Main Street. And we basically just do emergency preparedness and outdoor gear, and our passion is to teach people. So the word wisdom, where that comes in, is that it's important to have good quality gear and supplies, but you have to have the knowledge and the wisdom and the training and practice behind those. And when you marry those two together, you have true preparedness. So this award is awesome. Thank you. It's been a pleasure to be part of Spanish Fork and the Chamber. My wife Laurie is the wind in my sails, and I'm just grateful to be here. So thank you guys.
Okay, and on the opposite side of this, we have the Legacy Business of the Year Award. This recognizes businesses that have staying power, longevity, and the ability to adjust to the changing economic climate, to showcase local businesses that have helped to define our character, culture, and our heritage. A legacy business must have been founded more than 15 years ago and be here in the area, and have come to symbolize our business and the community in this area. This year, it's with my pleasure I get to award it to Triple T Plumbing, Heating, and Air. I don't know the evolution of Triple T, but the vans, everybody knows them. They see them everywhere. It's great advertising. As we know, as we've done some research, Triple T has been in operation for 49 years. It's been a pleasure to have Brad Tanner serving on the chamber board with not only in the past, but back again on the board with us, and also just a pillar in our community. So thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, chamber members, for your vote of confidence in this award. I thought we ought to recognize the other nominees for this award, because they're some big players in our community. Canyon View Medical, Dickerson Auto, Fast Gas, and Air Mountain Farmers. So we ought to give them a round of applause too. This is my brother Steve. He's my business partner. Jason is in our St. George branch. So the three of us run the daily operations. We're lucky to have our parents here today, Vern and Diane Tanner. Have them wave their hands. Got my sister Lana and her husband Clint, Steve's wife Lorraine, and my sister Lori. When my parents started the business 49 years ago, he'd worked in the sheet metal workers union for 18 years, and he knew the way that he wanted to be treated as an employee. And when he started Triple T, he adopted that culture and that vibe, I guess you'd say, the appreciation for the employees, and we tried to continue that. We've got 28 employees at our Spanish Fork branch. We've got 9 in St. George. All 5 of Mom and Dad's siblings have worked in the company, and almost all 17 of our children have worked in the company over the years. So it's been a good family business. Has it been a challenge? Yeah. But after we might have a heated debate, we were able to shake hands. Sometimes it might take a day or two for that to happen. We appreciate the support from the chamber. One of the things I tell prospective chamber members or new members of the chamber, this is one of the best bangs for your buck for marketing. If you get involved, come to the ribbon cuttings, come to the business of the month, come to the networking luncheons, get on a committee. You'll gain new friends for a lifetime, and your business will grow at the same time. So, thank you.
And you guys don't miss the legacy table we have right over here if you want to see Brad rocking a pretty kick-ass mullet. It's pretty fun. Alrighty, let's see our next award. We have, is Business Professional of the Year. Business Professional of the Year award was created to honor individuals in the Spanish Fork, Salem area that have demonstrated an exemplary level of leadership and community engagement to positively impact the quality of life in the area. What a pleasure it is to announce this year's Professional of the Year, Miss Stacy Beck. Stacy is the sales manager at Utah Valley Magazine, a Spanish Fork City Councilwoman, and a co-host of Local Favorite on SFCN 17 Studio Chatter. Having served as the president of the Spanish Fork Chamber a few years back, Stacy is a longtime supporter of the Chamber and continues to be very present in our activities. She is the epitome of kindness and professionalism. Her hard work has helped her attain a prestige in our community, yet she still greets everyone she meets with an effortless grace. Thank you, Stacy.
Thank you. It was such an honor to be recognized for doing just what I love to do, whether it's trying to help you get in front of an audience throughout the valley through Utah Valley Magazine, or in a local publication like Fiesta Days where you're trying to be reaching a really targeted audience. I've had many of you on Studio Chatter as guests, and it's just the relationships you create here in the Chamber of Commerce are the best. I've had the best friends, deep, meaningful relationships. I joined the Chamber back in 2009 when Carrie Hinks was the director, and we had people like Brad Tanner and Lance Wilson and Carrie Robarge, Brenda Lydiard and Susan Taylor running the show. You may have heard of a guy named Mike Mendenhall. He was the president. Imagine him running something. All kidding aside, Mike, I'm just thankful for the relationships, and I echo what Brad just said about you're going to get out of the Chamber what you put into it. If you can go to these activities and events, it will really bring you much success. So again, thank you so much.
So now our awards transition slightly. We, as a chamber and as a business community, we wouldn't be as successful as we are without the support of our cities, our school district, and other legislators. So we're going to turn some time over to Christy Simmons, the Salem City Council member, for their award. I think that's,
It's an honor for me to be here tonight on behalf of Mayor Christensen and Salem City and to present this well-deserved award. The Mayor's Choice Award for Salem City is presented to Chief James Ely. I have a little bit of information to share with you about Chief Ely. He's been a member of the Salem City Fire Department since 1999, and he loves that opportunity, and he's amazing at being a fireman. He has spent countless hours in classes and training opportunities to improve his skills as a fireman. In 2010, he was appointed as the Salem City Fire Chief, a position he has diligently served in. He also serves as the first lieutenant on the right? The first lieutenant for the Salem Emergency Medical Association. So he's a busy guy. And he's the crew chief for 2 of the emergency shifts with SEMA. When he does have spare time, which I'm guessing is not very often, he enjoys camping, watching movies, and serving others. Salem is extremely appreciative of Chief Ely and his work and service in our community, and we proudly award him tonight.
I'm a doer, not a talker, so I actually started my EMS career in Nephi in 1993. Met my wife through construction work. I didn't think I'd know anybody here, but apparently I know the Tanners from and Joe and some guys from Revere Health. We've done a lot of work, but so I do full-time work, and then I do this on the side. I guess you call it a side hobby. Other people have hobbies. I have fire and ambulance. When we moved to Salem, I immediately joined, heard that they needed some help. Soon after that, I made a crucial mistake, and I was joining the fire department without asking my wife. So she wasn't too thrilled with that. But when the fire chief opportunity came up, she said, "You take it." And then I realized it was because then I don't get to go into fire. So I'm very humbled by the choice of Mayor Christensen to select me as the Volunteer of the Year, and I appreciate the council, the Chamber of Commerce for the award. It's very appreciated. Thank you.
Next, let's invite up Lana Hiskey from the Nebo School District.
Nebo School District wants to honor State Farm Insurance Lance and Melanie Wilson. At Nebo School District and Nebo Education Foundation truly appreciates this couple. They've gone and given their time, talent, and treasure to many schools throughout Nebo School District. And as I was reaching out to others to get some information, I was just astounded at how much they serve. First of all, Nebo Education Foundation Board has to have insurance. And guess who we go through? State Farm with Lance. Let me just read a couple of little things that came across my computer. Lance is a genuine good soul. He kindly donates funds each year to Salem Hills High. He assists all the student athletes, and then he gives attention to the less known. And he does this all without recognition and didn't want recognition. When we let him know, he's like, "Oh no." Next, Melanie serves on the PTA. She's involved in many, many activities. She's helped with our carnival, our book fair, PTA dinners. She's a parent volunteer. Lance helps with the rodeo reading challenge. He donates supplies to classrooms. Another school said they've been heavily involved in our school community council and have even asked great questions first, which is a good thing, and given good feedback of what needs to be changed. So we really appreciate that. They helped with the student improvement plan. And then, I can't get through the rest of this. Lance's family has really grown up in Nebo School District and attended a lot of our schools. Lance graduated from Spanish Fork High and was wrestling champion, and then went on and wrestled for BYU, right? And then all of his kids have gone through. His mother was an educator, and without good businesses and good people like the Wilsons, our schools wouldn't be as good as they are. So thank you so much.
Okay, if you want to say anything, definitely cut me off here. Thank you, Lana. I'm not sure what to say. I'm so thankful to be able to be here and to be a part of such a good community. I guess if we have a motto, well, we probably have several mottos. Melanie would correct me on this, but one of our mottos has always been for our kids, be at the crossroads. Try and be at the crossroads in your kids' lives. And if I look back at my time as a youth growing up in Spanish Fork, I look at Nebo School District and the teachers and coaches that mentored me, and they were most certainly at the crossroads in my life. Guys like Everett Kelly Polo or Alan Albright, Kara Polson, Ann Dart. Some of these teachers and educators and coaches were instrumental in helping me stay on the right path. And I'm a product of Nebo School District and our school system. And a lot of you are too. I see a lot of my classmates here and people that I grew up with. And so I think we all owe a debt of gratitude to our educators, to the system, the school system that we're the beneficiaries of. So why wouldn't we give back? You know, they're raising our kids now. They're at the crossroads in our kids' lives. And so our opportunity to serve in some of these different things that Lana mentioned has just, it's been a blessing. And the city too. We love, maybe not always love, but we get those text messages from the rec office saying, we need coaches for your little kid's soccer team. We need coaches for softball. And what a great community that we have that has that type of infrastructure where we have an opportunity to help be at the crossroads. And so this is an award for all of us that have been blessed by our school district and the teachers that have worked so hard to help raise us. And so thank you all for this. Thank you, Lana, but definitely thank you, Nebo School District.
All right, our Legislative and Action Award is going to be presented by Mike McKell, our local senator.
So sometimes the most obvious person, we sometimes overlook them, and I'm not going to do that tonight. So Mayor Mendenhall, I need you to come up here. Amber, will you come with him? Yeah, just come, both of you. And the reason I want Amber is serving in public office, sometimes it's really cool what we can do, but sometimes it sucks. And it sucks sometimes more for the spouse than the person actually serving, because every time the mayor gets attacked online, the wives tend to see it. So I'm having you both come up here because I think it's a team effort. I would have the whole city council come up here. Mike has been a tremendous mayor, and his ability to work with the city council is absolutely fantastic. But let me tell you why I picked Mike and why I think he's the obvious choice for the Legislative Action Award this year. When I first met Mike and started working with Mike, it was similar to with Stacy Beck. It was on the chamber. He was a chamber president. I was a board member, and Mike always did a fantastic job. And I know a lot of us, there was this little whisper campaign, Mike, you should run for city council. Mike ran for city council. I thought it was fantastic. And at that point, we were sitting there. At that point, I was in the legislature. I thought, you know what, Mike, you ought to get involved with the League of Cities and Towns. And the League of Cities and Towns is a statewide organization where mayors and cities come together and craft policy that impacts us statewide. So Mike jumped on board. He got put on the League of Cities and Towns board. And you know what happened? Because all of you have worked with the mayor, they really liked him. And they liked him a lot, and over time, he became the vice president, then he became the president of the League of Cities and Towns. And his statewide influence for our community is a lot bigger than you think. Every year I do a fundraiser, and I bring legislators to Spanish Fork to the rodeo, and he's constantly trying to steal those legislators for the mayor's box so he can lobby them on priorities. But big priorities in South Utah County. Mike has been there on the ground. Last session, Francis put in, former Representative Gibson put in a lot of money for an off-ramp, and it got really expensive, and we needed more money. Spanish Fork lobbied that issue. The money's there. Railroad realignment. Those are big issues. They're obvious issues, and it doesn't happen without a good mayor and with his dear wife. So thank you. I am proud to call you a friend, and I appreciate all the work you do for the city. No? You got the red carpet.
Say something. Come on. She's
talk about that post.
Yeah, it's one of the things with Amber is I beg her every time we're somewhere together like this, and I'm like, Amber, speak, because when you speak, people listen, and then it looks really good on the politician that you spoke, and she's very good at that. Now I appreciate this, Mike, those kind words. I will tell you when I got to know a little bit about how the legislature works, and many people don't realize this when they start getting into politics and start advocating for your area, for your city, for your county. The legislature, a lay legislature, right, that meets 45 days in a full session. These people are attorneys. They're working in healthcare. They're working in all different aspects of life, and similar to what city council people are doing. Stacy Beck and Councilman Cardin and Councilman Euler here and Councilman Argyle. Councilman Marshall's at a garbage meeting, so he's not here tonight. But we're all working in the public sector on Tuesday nights, right? Every first and third and Tuesday of the month. But we're working in the private sector in our businesses every single day, just like you. That's the same with the legislature. And so it's been an honor to get to know them that way. It's been an honor to be part of the Chamber of Commerce. Visiting with Kathleen just the other day and going through some of the history of the chamber that President Tanner knows and Lana knows and Mike knows. Back in the day of kind of finding a footing for the chamber, and now to see what it grows into, what it's grown into, and it's continuing to do, is just something that makes me so proud. Amber brought it up and kind of brought tears to my eyes when we walked in here, that this was just last year around this time was when we held an election party, and when I was elected to be mayor after 8 years of council. And family and friends here, and more than anything, my mom here, that we remember all the time. And what brought that up to me tonight was all of you. My mom worked with Christy Simons in the Bridges program at Nebo School District, and Lana, a huge advocate of that. And some of you know what the Bridges program is, some of you don't. What that did was take kids that needed help and put them into businesses in the community, doing all sorts of good service in the community. And when my mom would ask me about that, who do you think we should talk to? I didn't hesitate for 1 second to just go talk to anybody in Spanish Fork. Go talk to any business around here. They will want to help you, just like Lance and Melanie. They will want to help involve those kids and give them a job and give them a leg up and help our community out. And so that is what really the spirit of this Chamber of Commerce means to me. There's nothing better than to see an entrepreneur take risk and succeed and do a good job. And I can tell you, in Spanish Fork, there's no better place to do that than in Spanish Fork. I got a call from a constituent the other day that said, are you a sanctuary city? I heard you're a sanctuary city. And I'm like, well, I don't know exactly what a sanctuary city is, but I'll tell you what, if a sanctuary city means we're a sanctuary for business and economic growth and low taxes and premier services, then yes, that's what Spanish Fork is. So thank you for your contributions. Thank you for this award, Senator. It's kind of you, but this is really a credit to all of you, and I appreciate that. Thanks so much.
Okay, our last award of the night is presented by Spanish Fork City's Mayor, Mike Mendenhall.
He said don't go far. Okay, Kathleen, you didn't write anything for me for this? Am I just winging this? Okay, I'm just winging this. All right. No, this award I'm honored to present this award to a good friend of business, a business owner here in Spanish Fork, who's owned multiple successful businesses over the years, a good family man, a good advocate, not only for business, but for everybody in this city for many, many years. I've had the opportunity to serve alongside this person. We could be here all night for some stories, and you'd laugh at a lot of them. You'd scratch your head at a lot of them. But I'm telling you what, one of the first meetings I was at with this man, there was a pretty concerned citizen about something that had happened, a complete accident in town, which many of you probably remember. But basically, there was some, instead of fertilizer mixed, there was some grass killer mixed. And it's okay if you hit a couple spots with that, but if you hit half the cemetery with that, you know, close to Memorial Day, it doesn't look quite as good as it does right now. Honest mistake, young person that was just newly hired, and we understood the citizens' concern about that. We really did. But it was one of my very first meetings as an elected official, and this other elected official with me, after hearing about this concern and taking it for a little while here, finally responded with, well, what should we do? Should we hang him in the town square? Should we hang the kid? What should we do? And in a moment of brevity, it did kind of bring back that what this good person realizes is that every single emergency in the moment, you know, will blow over too. And he takes that stride in life. He takes that stride in business. He takes that stride in politics. And a fun fact about him, if you have the Dowdle puzzle, he's the only one that made it in that puzzle twice, which is weird. So, but this award, again, I think I stand with my council members that are here that serve really diligently in their roles, and try to serve you as business owners, but the citizens as a whole. And I'm telling you, we're all second to none to this former council member and now our county commissioner. This award goes to Brandon Gordon. You got 20. Yep.
20 minutes. Okay, great. Thanks. We'll send you all home. I asked Mike if we could do a Commissioner Gordon and a Batman quote, and he says no. So then thank you, Pete, for giving me the opportunity to do the Will Smith. And that was wonderful. But this is so great. Since I've stepped into my Commissioner Gordon role, it's been just eye-opening to me as I've gone around the rest of the county. I had a lunch in a neighboring, well, further north community for their chamber combined, and their population is so much larger than ours between Salem and Spanish Fork, and they didn't fill up a room like this. And I know that it's just a credit to just how great our chamber has grown, and it's all because of you. I look around the room, and there are a lot of faces that I don't know, and that's awesome. We're growing as a chamber, and we're doing great. I know Lance, when he's not farming or at the temple, he's selling insurance. And Lance is a State Farm agent, but I'm not, right? I'm an independent. So Lance calls me and he says, hey, I've got clients often that, you know, and we always joke about that, like that synergy happens between two competitive markets, right? He calls me a couple of years ago and says, I've got these people that are going to, you know, sell, vans, converted vans, and it was Compassion Mobility, and here we go full circle. And if you know, it's just, I wouldn't know great friends like the Giesbergers without, you know, the chamber. So thank you for, you know, letting me be a part of this. And thank you, obviously this kind of comes as a result of public service, and so I share that with you because oftentimes we'll say, me and Lance, we graduated, or Stacy, we graduated from Spanish Fork High, right? That's our rite of passage. We're from here. Well, not everybody's from here, right? You can come here, and in a few years, you can have a booming business. Or you can come here, and in 10 years, you can be elected to be a city council member. And that's what's awesome about Spanish Fork. So, and obviously Salem too, excuse me. So thank you for allowing me this time. Thank you for allowing me to serve this great city, and I look forward to serving the rest of this county. Thank you.
All right, before I pass it back to Kathleen, is Austin and Shelly, will you stand up real quick? Austin is there. He is. Shelly, stand up. Let's just give them a round of applause for help make this event happen. Thank you. And then Whitney and Kathleen, will you stand up? These two probably wouldn't take any of the credit for this event, but without them, this event doesn't happen. and it doesn't happen in this way. So please give them a really good round of applause. So when I joined the chamber in 2018, 2019, somewhere in there, as we were opening a business on Main Street, then someone said, hey, you should go on the board. I didn't realize what that meant and what that would bring. And then it's, hey, let's run for leadership and be a vice chair, a chair, and let's go through COVID, let's go through hiring, let's go through all the funness that we went through the last couple of years. But Brandon said it best, is it's this group of business leaders that make the chamber what it is, that make us a thriving chamber, that isn't losing members, that didn't have to shut down during COVID because we were a thriving business. We were finding ways to stick together. Also, last year we added Kathleen to the team, and she has done a tremendous job in making our chamber continue on that trajectory and bringing everybody together. So I want to thank them, and I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for Candace and Mike and all the good that they're going to do. And so thank you for being here, and I'll turn it back to Kathleen.
All right, so we have one final award that we need to recognize. This is a new one. The Chamber incorporated this recognition in 2023 called the Community Partner of the Quarter. There's a lot of businesses, or there's a lot of individuals and non-businesses we recognize that help us to be great, help us do the things that we do, and we wanted a way to support them back. So we introduced this Community Partner of the Quarter, and so the woman that I would like to recognize, she has busted her tail to support the local business community here in Spanish Fork. She used her passion and talents to near single-handedly pilot a women's health night for well over 500 women. She altered her class schedule to better support our Chamber of Commerce, even while currently preparing for her Miss Utah pageant, which she's going to win. So our very first Community Partner of the Quarter award honors Miss Grace Ainger, our very own Miss Spanish Fork. All right, well that concludes our award ceremony. Thank you all so much for being here to celebrate and support us this evening. I am so grateful for the privilege to serve this chamber and this community, and I'm brimming with anticipation for what we're going to do this year. Have a great night, guys. Drive safe.